It was one of those nights at St. James Park where drama was written in the stars. A game that had everything from fiery tackles to late heartbreak and unforgettable storylines. Liverpool came to Newcastle knowing the atmosphere would be electric. But no one could have predicted just how chaotic and emotional the 90-plus minutes would become. From the very first whistle, the Magpies pressed high, their fans roaring them forward as if every challenge was life or death. Liverpool looked unsettled, their defense tested, and Anthony Gordon was at the heart of it, playing in a central role in the absence of Alexander Isak. Every touch he took carried the hopes of the home crowd. But football, as it so often does, turned the script upside down in the blink of an eye. Early on, Newcastle carved out chances, with Gordon darting into dangerous positions and the Reds' backline stretched thin. The crowd sensed a breakthrough, but Liverpool showed why they are champions. Against the run of play, Ryan Gravenberch stunned the stadium, finding the net to put the visitors ahead. Suddenly, St. James Park went quiet, but only for a moment, because what followed was chaos, controversy, and a moment that would define the night. Just before halftime, Gordon lunged into a challenge on Virgil van Dijk. The Dutch captain went down. Pain etched across his face, and instantly protests erupted. From both sides, at first, the referee hesitated, but VAR called him over. The replays told the story. Studs high, straight into Van Dijk's calf. The crowd gasped. The decision was made. Red card, Newcastle down to 10. And that's when the tension spilled. Over Van Dijk confronted Gordon, words exchanged in the heat of the moment. Later, he revealed exactly what he said. "If that's not a sending off, then I don't understand football." A line that echoed far beyond the stadium. Gordon, still fuming, had no choice but to walk off his night over. His team left with an uphill battle. But here's the thing, the drama didn't end there, because Newcastle, even with 10 men, refused to give in. The second half became a war of attrition, Liverpool trying to assert control, Newcastle fighting tooth and nail. Every tackle cheered like a goal. And then came the twist nobody saw coming. Against all odds, Newcastle equalized late, sending their fans into delirium. Even reduced to 10, they showed the spirit that defines them, and suddenly the game was wide open. Could Liverpool throw it away? Could Newcastle snatch the impossible? Liverpool hearts sank when a second Newcastle set-piece found its way into the net. From 1-0 down and one man short, the Magpies had clawed back to level terms at 2-2 in the 88th minute. The stadium shook with noise, belief flooding through the stands. But as every football fan knows, the Premier League saves its cruelest twists for stoppage time. Step forward, Rio Ngumoha, a name barely known before tonight, but now written in bold letters across Liverpool history. Just 16 years old, thrown into the fire of one of the toughest away grounds in England. And he produced a moment that legends are made of. Deep into stoppage time, the ball fell to him in the box. With composure beyond his years, he struck the net, bulged, the away end erupted, and Liverpool had snatched victory from the jaws of chaos. 3-2, game over. A new hero born. But while the headlines celebrated Ngumoha's rise, the spotlight couldn't avoid Gordon. After the match, the winger broke his silence, admitting his horror at the tackle. He said he hadn't meant to hurt Van Dijk, that it was reckless, a split-second mistake. "I want to apologize to my teammates, to the fans, and especially to Virgil," he confessed. "I let the club down tonight." Emotional words, but would they be enough to calm the storm? For Newcastle supporters, the pain wasn't just about one red card. It was about another cruel chapter in a season already clouded with uncertainty. Van Dijk, on the other hand, cut a figure of resilience. For him, the red card was clear-cut. But his focus remained on the bigger picture. "It's a difficult place to come," he said after the final whistle. "We knew Newcastle would be fired up, and we made it harder for ourselves conceding to set pieces. That can't happen. But in the end, it's about 3 points, and we move on." Cool, composed, but beneath the calmness you could feel the relief. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Liverpool are here to defend their crown. No matter the obstacles. For Newcastle, the fallout raises serious questions. Gordon will face a suspension. Isak's absence continues to loom large, and Eddie Howe is left searching for solutions. Can they rally from this setback, or will it mark the beginning of a downward spiral? Football is unforgiving, and moments like this can define seasons. One rash tackle, one decision, one wonder goal, and everything changes. And that's why this game will be remembered. Not just for the goals, not just for the red card, but for the sheer unpredictability of it all. Gordon, the villain in the eyes of some, offering apologies after the fact. Van Dijk, the rock in Liverpool's defense, standing tall and speaking truths. Ngumoha, the boy who became a man under the brightest lights. And the fans who lived through every high and low, who screamed, cried, and roared until their voices were gone. This is what makes the Premier League irresistible. Drama at every turn, heroes and villains born in an instant, the kind of nights that live forever in the memory. Liverpool walk away with 3 points, Newcastle walk away with frustration and heartbreak, and everyone else walks away reminded of why we love this game. Because when the whistle blows and the lights shine, nothing is guaranteed and everything is possible. And as the Reds turn their attention to Arsenal in the next clash, one question lingers: was this the spark that will ignite another unstoppable Liverpool season? Or was it just the first sign of how brutal this campaign will be? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain. After a night like this, no one will ever doubt the drama of football's greatest stage.